Hi all. In this section, we will see what are PS and PDS files. Then we will see what are the various options which are available while creating PS and PDS files. And before the end of the section, we will create a PS and PDS file also. So let's start. First one is PS file. PS file is also called as physical sequential file, and the records in PS file are stored in sequential order. PDF files, on the other hand, is called as partition data set, and it is similar to a folder, while PS is similar to a file. Now, just to make things easier, going forward, for PS we will say PS file, and for PDS we will say PDS file. Now, let's try to create one PS and PDS file. So I'll go to ISPF primary option menu. I'll just give 3 and I'll just give 2 for dataset allocation. So here you can see that 2 is used for allocating, renaming, deleting, catalog, uncatalog or display information of entire dataset. So I'll just give 2 because I want to allocate a new dataset. So give A, and here I'll give the name of the dataset which I want to create. So I'll just give makeCase.test.ps because I want to create a PS file with this particular name, and I just give enter, and it asks me what are the various options which are available which I have to enter. So here the first important parameter is space unit. So what are the various space units available? So you can see that we have these space units which are available. First one is block, second one is track, third one is cylinder, fourth one is kilobyte, next is megabyte, and the last one, which is the smallest one, is bytes. Please note that we also have records, but in most of the cases we will use either blocks or tracks or cylinders. And also we have to note that one track is almost equal to 192 kilobyte, or in some cases it is 48 kilobyte, or in some cases it is even 56 kilobyte. It all depends on the type of DASD which we are using. We have to also note that, and in one track there will be minimum of 6 blocks. Also, in case of sequential dataset, it can have 16 extents on each volume. So per volume we have 16 extents. But in case of PDS we have 16 extents. In case of PDS extended we have 123 extents. In this case I'll just give the space unit as track, TRKS. Please note that you can also give block, cylinders, KB or some other option, but for now I'll just give track. So the next information which is very important is primary quantity and secondary quantity. So what are these? So in fact these are unit of spaces which should be allocated. So the first one is primary quantity. Please note that this primary quantity must have a non-zero value for PDS. So I'll just give a value of 10 for example, and secondary quantity I'll just give value of 5. Please note that secondary quantity is also important because if the space in primary quantity is full, then whatever space you have defined in secondary quantity will be available to the system. The next one is directory block. Now, before we go to directory block, let's see that total number of extents per volume is 16. So, if you want to calculate the total number of units which are available when you give primary quantity is 10 and secondary quantity is 15, is total units equal to primary quantity plus 15 into secondary quantity. Now, as we know that total number of extents per volume is 16, so for primary we have 1 and for secondary we have 15. So in this case, if you calculate, it will be 1 into 10 because 10 is available for primary, and 15 into 5 because 5 is available for secondary. So in totality, it will occupy 85 tracks maximum. Now please note that this number can also vary. It all depends on extents and whether the extents whatever we are using have the memory contiguous or not. So next option we have is directory block. Now directory blocks can be used in case of PDS. If we have a PS, we have to give this value as 0. Please note that directory blocks are used only for PDS. In case of PS, it is 0. And datasets with ISPF statistics equal to 6. So if it is a PDS, you can give this value as 6, or you can also give this value as 21 in case of ISPF statistics not present. So at this point of time, since we want to create a PS file, so I'll just give 0. And the next option is record format. So what is this record format? F is for fixed length records. The next option is FB. FB is for fixed blocks. The next option is V. V is used for variable length records. The next option is VB, which is for variable length block. And the last one is for U, which is unidentified block. Please note that in most of the cases, we are using either fixed block or F, that is fixed length record. So in my example, I'll just give here fixed block, and next option is record length. Please note that record length is logical record length. It is not a physical record length. So whatever length you want in terms of byte, you have to give here. So for my file, I just want to give logical record length of 80, for example. So I'll just give here 80. And the next option is block size. Size is the physical record length. And we have to use this field to specify how many bytes of data we want to put in each block. But it also depends on your record length. For example, if you have the record length as 80 and the block size is 3120, then 39 records can be placed in each block. So it is 3120 divided by 80, which is 39. Here in this case, it will be 800 divided by 80. So it will be 10 records can be placed in each block, right? So just give F8 and we'll again go down. Now the next one is here. The important thing is the type of dataset name required. Now here there are multiple types available. So as of now, I'll just delete this. And please note here that the important dataset types are library. So library is used if you want to allocate a partition dataset extended, which is also called as PDSE. And the next one is PDS if you want to allocate a partition dataset. The next one is large, which is used to allocate a large format sequential dataset. And the last one is blank. Please note that blank is only used in case of PS. So since I want to create a PS file, so I'll just leave it blank and I'll just give enter. And please note here that dataset is allocated. So I'll just come back. I'll just give 3.4 to go to this particular section. Let's give the file name which is created. So I'll just give makecase.test.ps, give enter. And this is the file which is created using 3.2 option. So just to see the information of the file, I can give either I or I can give S in front of the file. So I'll just give S. So here you can see that organization is PS, record format is fixed block, record length is 80, block size is 800, and primary and secondary quantity is also listed. So let's come back and try to create a PDS. So I'll just give option 3 and then 2 to allocate PDS, and here I'll just give A, and name of the file I'll give as makecase.test.pds, enter, and I'll give the space unit as cylinder, and let's give the primary quantity as 2 and secondary quantity as 5, and I'll just give the directory block as 6, and I'll give record format as fixed block, record length as 800, This time I'll give the block size as 3120 for example, and then here I'll just give as PDS because I want to create a PDS. So just give enter, and you can see that here it says dataset allocated. So just to see the dataset, I'll just come back here to the main ISPF primary option menu, and I'll give 3.4, and I'll just see here that mates.test.pds is present. I'll just give I, and you can see the information of this particular PDS. So the organization is PO, record format is fixed block, record length is 80, and you can see the block size which was given was 3120. It's also present here. So this is how you can create a PS and PDS file. So in this section, we saw what is a PS and PDS file. We also saw various options available while creating PS and PDS files, and we also created PS and PDS files. So thank you.